It's Friday, January 22nd, and we have arrived at the Gamboa Rainforest Resort on the Rio Chagres. The Rio Chagres provides the water that fills up Gatun Lake and thus the water for the Panama Canal. You see the river going from left to right down toward the canal. Nice set of pools here. Some of those distant hills are on the other side of the canal. You'll see Bob walking. Hello, Bob. Hi. There's Marcia taking some pictures off in the lobby. Here's Anne and Carla and some other people who happen to be here. We're waiting for the bus to arrive and depart in about half an hour. I said the bus, I mean the boat. Cruise ship has sailed up from Panama City, leaving about 7:30 this morning. We'll be arriving at the dock here and discharging its passengers. We'll take a bus back to Panama City. We will get on and ride through the Pedro Miguel locks and the Miraflores locks down to Panama Bay, and then they will give us a ride by car back up here where our car is parked. We're roughly the midpoint of the canal. Here we are down on the water, having boarded our ship. You can see there is marine activity. This is a very large crane. We are at the headquarters of the Panama Canal dredging operation. You'll see a dredge in operation in the distance there. A couple of boats that look like tugboats at anchor. Moving toward the right down toward the mouth of the river where it enters the Lake Gatun. More dredging operations. Dredging headquarters. This is the bridge over the mouth of the Chagres River. We're on the canal now. Water's just green. And shallow is part of the Panama Canal. This will be a large section of liver. And most important, all the prisons. If you're on the left-hand side, usually a prison back then, you will call it couple of them and then it's doing what it has to be. December of 2011, this is what came off my mother, Clinton Maria. The prison home of former President Manuel Noriega. Markers alongside the river. As I said, we're now going through the Gaillard Cut. I showed you a little bit of it on the far side. You see the width of the canal as it goes through the Gaillard Cut. Closer to the ship that's headed north. We saw another ship look just like that with MSC on the side going through the canal as we were eating lunch yesterday. It too was headed north. I think it's the same company but a different ship. containers.
This is a Panamax container vessel. In addition to being the narrowest, shallowest area of the Panama Canal, it makes it also the most trickiest for the navigation of these type of ships. So they are only allowed to go through one way at a time. They go northbound in the morning and southbound in the afternoon. At night, smaller vessels come through. They don't have a restriction, and there'll be two-way traffic at night.
You can see the ship we passed just going around the bend on its way north. Again, this channel through the Galliard Cut or Calibra Cut is the narrowest part of the canal. The other side sloped back fairly gently. It's because when they tried to do it at a steeper 45-degree angle, the rainy season came and the dirt just washed right back into the canal. Ahead you can begin to see the new Centennial Bridge. It's the first bridge to cross the mid part of the canal, that is, other than at Colón or Panama City. Looks like it's a cable-stayed bridge, just like the Zacon Bridge in Boston. We'll get a better view as we get closer. Notice again the shallow sides of the Galliard or Calibra Cut. About now we're passing through the Continental Divide.
Estamos llegando al punto más alto de la excavación del canal. El cerro que ven está adelante a la izquierda es el Cerro de Oro, justo enfrente a la derecha de los contratistas. Hemos formado una sola montaña que fue partida en dos por el canal. Es el sitio exacto donde podemos propiamente decir que cruzamos la línea de la división continental. Los cerros obtuvieron su nombre durante el periodo francés de la construcción del canal. El cerro de los contratistas, por el gran número de contratistas privados que trabajó allí a la vez. El Cerro de Oro derivó su nombre de un rumor que circuló, se dice intencionalmente por parte de la empresa francesa que construyó el canal, que se había encontrado oro dentro de la montaña. La lógica era muy sencilla, al estarse excavando el canal iban a sacar oro de la obra también, porque por esto fue foto allí para hacer constar que estuvo allí. Mucha gente, cuando viaja en un crucero y van a cruzar la línea ecuatorial, el capitán anuncia que van a cruzar la línea ecuatorial y la gente hace un conteo regresivo para ese momento y se sacan las fotos allí. Las fotos salen bonitas, sí, pero yo nunca he visto que salga el Ecuador en la foto. Así que si tienen cámara y pueden usarla ahora, es un muy buen momento para hacerlo, ya que aquí tienen como fondo las montañas de la división continental. The bus is called Gold Hill, and across from it on the right band is Contractor's Hill. There used to be a single mountain that was split in two by the canal, and that's a landmark for us to know we're crossing the Continental Divide. Remember, this is the only gap there is in the Continental Divide, so that makes it a unique place. Both hills got their names through the French period of the construction of the Panama Canal. Contractor's Hill for the many private contractors that were working at it at the same time. And Gold Hill derived its name out of a rumor that was spread, some say intentionally, by the board of directors of a French company that was digging the canal. Found it easy to entice people back in France to keep buying stock in the company. When they put the word out, they had found gold inside that mountain. It was really a very simple logic. As they would be digging the canal, they'd be getting gold out of it too. So of course they sold every stock they put out. They never found gold in the mountain though. But the name did stick, and there you have it, folks. If you brought your cameras, that's a nice picture. You can get yourself with that back behind you. You can tell your friends you were crossing the Continental Divide right there. When you travel to a unique place, you always want to bring a picture that shows that you were there. So a lot of people cross the equator on a cruise ship. Captain announces that they're about to cross the equator line. They do a countdown to that moment. Passengers take their pictures there. I've seen them. They come out great. Never see the equator show up in the picture though. But you can have the Continental Divide in the background here. So by all means, if you have a camera, folks, this is what I would like to call selfie time.
don't know if you heard, the guide said that at this point, the two high hills on left and right, Gold Hill and Contractors Hill, mark the Continental Divide. There's our Centennial Bridge.
I was heading northbound this morning. They didn't have enough time to clear the whole cut before southbound traffic started to move in. So they've been, the sea trade one has already been moored, and the other one's being assisted by Panama Canal tugboats, and it'll be brought here, and it'll be behind that sea trade ship. It'll be staying there, they both will be staying there until about 8 p.m. when northbound traffic is allowed through once more. One way only. The Centennial Bridge is the second permanent link across the Panama Canal, built by a German company called Bilfingerberger at a cost of $104 million. 1,000 meters long, 80 meters above the waterline, linking on the west the town of Arreján, on the east the outskirts of Panama City. A much needed and welcome alternative to going through downtown Panama City during rush hour. So that's in a nutshell how the canal works. That's why we have locks, not because an ocean is higher than the other, but because the lake in the middle is above sea level, and you need to go through those to get to and from the lake. East and west, identical, but also independent. You can have the ship going northbound on one side and southbound on the opposite lane, one going up at the same time, another one coming down on the other side, or coming up, or one coming down. It'll all be up to traffic flow at different times of the day. And as I explained, it has to do with the navigational conditions in the Canal cut. In the morning, the locks, both of the Pacific and the Atlantic, are moving ships from the ocean up through the locks, or stacking the cable so that the vessel always stays in the middle of the chamber. If he leans on the wall, it can damage the hull of the ship, or it can damage the wall too. So they try to keep that perfect fuel minimum by using the mules. We are so small, we don't need mules. We fall under the headline category. Vessels under 125 feet in length, they're not our mules. We tie up to a wall with our own lines and do the walkers like that. Pedro Miguel Lock right now on the east lane. We're gonna go to the very front end of the lock chamber, tie up to the wall on the left hand side, and Isla Morada will come alongside us and tie up to us. And then the sailboat will come in.
Way in the distance, you might be able to see the bridge at Panama City over the Panama Canal, the one that carries the Pan American Highway that we were on a couple of days ago.
Esto que tengo yo en mis manos es un certificado de tránsito por el Canal de Panamá, y esto lo hacemos aquí. Se trata de lo siguiente: pueden pasar y tomarse una foto con una cámara digital aquí conmigo en la parte de atrás del tercer piso. La verán en la pantalla de la cámara, su imagen en la...
Hamburg has reached the bottom of the locks and is now being pulled